guys, it's Queen of Light 1111. Oh my gosh, do I have a reading for you guys today. Happy Monday, first of all. I've got a huge reading because I feel like so much maybe has gone down over this weekend. And I got a lot of court cards in the deck, and especially, as you guys know, if I get too many queens, I start to think about third-party situations. I'm happy to say that I have clarified and have gotten the answers for all of them. And so this is a big reading, so I'm just going to tell you guys it's probably going to be a little long because I've used 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10 decks. Because I needed to do a lot of clarifications. I needed to figure out what the heck was going on. And so we've got a lot of cards on the table. So let's just go ahead and get started, okay? I'm not going to tell you every single deck that I use because at this point for this reading, it is not important. What's important is the message. The message is that there were towers over the weekend, or if it hasn't happened yet, look out for it. And it's actually a good tower. Okay, I really think the towers are just really good in general. The towers give people an opportunity to, it's the universe stepping in and saying, hey people, wake up, right? Like stop staying stagnant. And so when the tower shows up, it is a huge message, a huge inclination to do something, to perhaps take action, to understand something better, okay? And depending on where you are on your journey, the tower will get rebuilt like that in no time based on your ascension and where you are in your journey. So it comes and you go through it and you have your realization and then boom, you're back, okay? So the tower has come up in the after tarot for this collective couple. The tower has come up as a clarifier in her 3D space as related to communication. And that's where we have the tower. There's a lot of 10s. Every single 10 is on the table. Okay? 10 of swords, 10 of cups, 10 of wands, 10 of pentacles. 10 of pentacles a lot of times. We have every king on the table. And in this particular reading, the king, the divine masculine, is represented as the king of pentacles. And he is also the king of wands. And he is balancing out his king of cups energies, meaning his emotions. And that is how he is seeing his feminine as a match. And then interestingly enough, he is also starting to balance out his feminine energies, where remember I said he's really trying to balance his mental and emotional state. So in this case, as I was working through this extra queen that I have, what I found was, and I've been finding this in my personal readings as well, for those that are kind of a little bit further along in their journeys, is that the masculines are starting to, just lately, come up as the balancing queen energy, okay? So in this case, and I'll get to and I'll explain it better when we get to that part of the reading, that he's very much the king of wands in this reading. It comes up so many times for him. He wants to take direction. He wants to be an ambitious leader. He wants to come forward. But in his headspace, he's really trying to get stable around his emotional and mental state. In his 3D space, he wants to move forward. He wants to be inspired. He wants to move, this forward with his queen. But when I found out who this queen is, the queen clarified 2 times that queen is actually our emperor, our divine masculine. So he's balancing out his fire energies right now. And that was really, really interesting to me. The feminine is in a place where she's spoken her truth again. Okay, so she's communicated. I feel like she's, even despite what I had said on Friday, but again, that's everybody's own decision. to do what they may. But it feels like there were some that were in this collective that maybe did not, that were getting a gnawing feeling or something about communication, and it was very much kind of gnawing at them. And I say gnawing because I got the mice energy in the Lenormand for the messages for them. And I just feel like we've been getting the Eight of Wands a lot, and it's been happening on her side a lot. And I feel like she's communicated because the Eight of Wands came out, the Queen of Swords came out, and her underlying energy is the Page of Wands. So I feel like she spoke, or she sent a message, or she did something, and it's created this tower and this realization for her, okay? So not a bad thing, not a bad thing. Listen, there are no mistakes here. You just have to get through things as best as you can. So, you know, even if I say, hey, probably don't reach out or whatever, this is just guidance, right? Always go with your gut. Always go with your intuition. I got a lot of comments and emails over the weekend about, should I reach out? Shouldn't I reach out? And I did reach out, and oh my God, did I blow it? And so here's the thing. I don't know where you guys are all on your journeys, okay? This is a general reading. And so, you know, if you have a personal reading and we get into the details of it, then that's a little different. But at the end of the day, everybody has their own free will. At the end of the day, everyone should do what it is that they feel guided to do. Not what a reading says, not what a reader says, whatever. Okay, because these are general readings. Take what resonates, leave the rest. I used to say that a lot, and I'm going to say it again for this reading because I don't want you guys to be like, hey, there's different info. Again, these are general readings. Do what you need to do for the sake of, you know, your sanity, right? Or just what you are guided to do. Just make sure that you're coming from a place of love. You're coming from a place of clarity. You know, I think when we reach out, if because we're feeling needy or we're fearful of losing the connection, then I feel like that's probably not the best energy to be in when communicating. But if you really feel guided, then you should follow your intuition. So in this case, this feminine who's been getting the Eight of Wands, Eight of Wands, Eight of Wands, and I've been reading that Eight of Wands energy as something that she was going to actually receive. In fact, what she ended up doing was giving, and it came out in her Six of Pentacles energy as to her 3D space. So she instead gave communication, okay? Very interesting. So here, let's go ahead and get started because I have so much to cover. Okay, so overall energy for the masculine and the feminine. Two of Wands, okay? Two of Wands, planning, deciding. That's what they were doing, right? That's what they're doing right now. Kind of like, thinking about what to do, thinking about what step to take, thinking about how to, you know, about this partnership. Two of Wands is about planning. Two of Wands is about partnership. Two of Wands is kind of like looking at this ball and deciding what they want to do, okay? And so that's where we are today. So and then the underlying energy for the clarifiers for the masculine is the King of Swords. So he very much wants to come forward and be rooted in the truth. And it's a match to the Queen of Swords, which is how she is representing herself in her spread, okay? So that's his clarifier, is that he very much wants to operate in the truth as he is planning. Her underlying energy is the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is about communication. It's the new kind of inspiration, wanting to make an offer. This is an offer of news, an offer of messages, and that is what she has done, okay? And for her clarifiers, the bottom of the deck is the the Six of Pentacles, okay? The Six of Pentacles is all about giving and receiving. Six of Pentacles, that is a match to her after tarot. She gave and she received, okay, from her masculine. So that's where we are with her energy for her clarifiers. The after tarot clarifiers, or I'm sorry, the after tarot, the underlying energy is the Tower. Here's that realization. Here's what occurred. And what this card in the after deck means, it's like the get out of jail free card. So all of a sudden people have been freed, released of annoying energy, of burdens, okay? So this, whatever has happened, has released them, has ended a cycle with them so that they can take a move forward. We're also going to need to give you the bottom of the deck for the tarot cards that I just had. I just didn't know what was happening with some of the queens and some of the challenging cards. 10 of Pentacles. So what they're really wanting is to plan for the long term. 10 of Pentacles. This is legacy. That's everything coming together in the material world. So again, overall energy for both of them is they're planning. They're trying to figure out what the next step is. He is in the underlying energy of the Three of Cups. Three of Cups. And so for him, it's this Three of Cups comes out a lot. For him, it's for her and her overall energy. It's also in her headspace, and it is also in her clarifiers for her burdens, where she releases them. And so right now, this energy is like, ooh, let's keep it a little casual. We want to come together. We want to celebrate. We want reunion. So a lot of this is around reunion energy, okay? It's not third party energy. The Three of Cups in this case, because I've clarified this thing to death, is really about celebration. It's about coming together. It's about friendship, okay? It's really about, getting to know each other again. It's about learning about each other again. And so right now, that is very much the energy of this connection. It's about becoming friends. It's about kind of understanding. It's about uniting, but it's about keeping it a little bit casual so that, we're not rushing in with the Knight of Wands energy, because it's been a little bit since this collective couple has been together. So again, they're feeling a little bit like on top of the world. They're feeling exuberant friendship, and they want to come together and join forces. So Three of Cups, big, big, big message here with the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, sorry, that was a little longer than Three of Cups energy, but his underlying energy. So again, they're both planning about what to do next. His underlying energy is the Three of Cups, right? Coming back together, union, celebration. Hers is Page of Wands, which is, an offer of a message of good news. What happens in the after tarot with them is this realization, like this get out of jail free card. They're breaking free from a cycle. Okay, the clarifiers for him is now I want to operate in the truth. I want to root myself in the truth. The clarifiers for her is want some equality. I'm throwing it out there. I'm giving you an olive branch. I'm extending it. Now, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to give back? And that is where she is for her clarifiers. Okay. And then obviously for the additional clarifiers for this part of the spread, 10 of Pentacles, they're both looking for something long term, which confirms this Three of Cups is really just about getting together, getting to know each other, feeling really good about being in communication again. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. The overall energy for the masculine, 8 of Cups. 8 of Cups, walking away from things that don't serve him, walking away from third-party energies. When you get the 8 of Cups, this person is leaving to find his 2 of Cups, okay, to find his partnership, to find that love that is going to serve him. He's looking for his 10 of Cups. And lo and behold, when I asked, because this new question that I'm asking in this 3D space is what is happening in the 3D space as related to his or her relationship with the other. Okay, so here's the 10 of Cups, first card out for him. So he's very much moving towards finding his 2 of Cups, which is his feminine. And who is he? King of Wands. King of Wands has come up not only in the overall energy here, he is also the King of Wands in the future energies. So he comes up a few times. This is a king that is ambitious, who's a leader, who has direction. And so he's got direction. He knows he's going to look for his 2 of Cups, Right now, there's a little conflict still inside of him, because remember, this is his overall energy, but yet he wants to make an offer of love, and it is a dupe to the Knight of Cups, which is in his heart. So he's very much wanting to make an offer. So I did ask, what is this Eight of Cups? Because I know what this means, but I want to be very, very thorough and clear, because I don't want to ever assume that he's always going to walk to his feminine. Maybe he's going somewhere else. Shit, I don't know. So let's figure it out. So here's what we got. 3 clarifiers came out. What is he doing here with this Eight of Cups energy? Well, he is the King of Wands. The cycle has now ended with them. 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords matches her 10 of Swords in the heart space. She has sent her olive branch. The cycle has ended, and now there's a new beginning, and that is what he is walking to. He's walking, this confirms for me double how I am reading this message. 8 of Cups, okay? So he's walking towards his 2 of Cups. He's walking towards this new beginning. The new beginning is a match to his headspace. So he's very much trying to, move forward, wanting to move forward, and actually is moving forward to and towards his feminine to make an offer. Okay, so now where is she when we look at her space? So 7 of Pentacles, you know, she's not investing right now, right? So she sent a message, and now she's kind of waiting to see what kind of seed was planted and what is going to transpire after this. She wants to move into something smooth, right? Get out of this rough patch with her masculine. 6 of Swords has come up. So this 7 of Pentacles, this waiting, has come up in her headspace. So that's a match. The 7 of Pentacles also comes up in his 3D space. So they're mirroring a little bit, okay? The 6 of Swords, she's waiting after this communication. The 6 of Swords has come up in her 3D space and as a clarifier for her. So she's hoping to move into something smoother after this olive branch. 3 of Cups, keeping it casual too. She's keeping it casual too. This matches his overall energy. The 3 of Cups is also in his clarifier with what he wants, like what is, because the 8 of Cups comes out a couple of times on this spread. Once for him in his overall energy, once again in his heart space, and once as a clarifier with her. So they're both moving towards each other, but right now they're just trying to keep it a little light. They want to come back together. So they are mirroring here. This is his underlying energy. This is her overall energy. But yet she's a little wounded still, right? But she's not giving up. 9 of Wands matched to her headspace. So he's moving, ending a cycle, has direction, moving towards his feminine with the 8 of Cups energy. There's a little inner conflict about how he's going to offer the cup. She's already invested. She's planted a seed, a new seed, and now she's going to see how that grows. The desire is to move into something smoother, come back together, which matches his underlying energy, and not give up. 9 of Wands. Keep going. Endure. Okay? So now, where are we in the masculine's headspace when he thinks about his feminine? What is he thinking? King of Pentacles. So King of Pentacles is earth sign. This is likely an earth sign masculine. Why? Because the Hermit comes out as I continued to clarify this Queen of Wands energy, which ends up being him. So King of Pentacles, okay, could also be King of Swords, because actually, honestly, he's showing up as every king, to be honest. But I feel like his main energy is the King of Pentacles. So King of Pentacles, stable. There's stability in this connection. He wants to have a stable foundation. And so this is really what he wants in his headspace with his feminine. Something stable, something secure, a solid foundation. He wants to manifest. Magician's card. It is a dupe to... Oh, it's here. I'll call it out when I see it. This is the Magician card. It is a dupe somewhere on the spread for him. So, very much wants to manifest something new. 6 of Wands, be successful, right? And have an emotionally and mentally balanced connection as the King of Cups. Okay, so he is the King of Pentacles, the King of Cups, the King of Swords, and the King of Wands. Right away, this is just the first part of the spread. He's already all 4 kings. And lo and behold, as he's balancing out his masculine and feminine side, he is the emperor. So this is the final stages. I know you've heard me say that, but you know what? Whatever. It is what it is. I'm really feeling like, because this Hermit card came out, is that he has been on his self-discovery. He has been illuminated, and now he is every king. He is the emperor. He's been on the Hermit's journey, and now he's starting to balance his masculine and feminine sides, and he is seeing his feminine as this match because we've gone through the Tower's energies. So in his headspace, wants something stable and solid, wants to manifest something new, wants it to be a success, and wants it to be an emotionally and mentally balanced connection with his feminine. So what happens after this, right? This balance. Well, the pain is released. Three of Swords. Three of Swords is what he is dealing with right now. He's healing from heartbreak in his 3D space. So now, you know, in his headspace, this pain is being released and a new beginning. Ace of Wands, which matches his clarifiers for his 8 of Cups. A new beginning can be manifested. So what is happening in her headspace? Well, in her headspace, she has the 7 of Pentacles, which matches her overall energy, matches his 3D space. They've both planted a seed. Now they're just waiting to see where this goes. Hopefully into 3 of Cups, into union, matches his overall energy, matches his underlying energy, and matches her overall energy. So planting the seed, hopefully it comes into union. Okay, again, 9 of Wands matches her overall energy, because, you know, she's not going to give up. She's the Queen of Swords. She's spoken her truth and her wishes. 9 of Cups. So I feel like what she did was she said something because, you know what, she just needed to get the last of something out, or just there was something in her. I'm not even going to assume what it was. There was something that was intuitively nudging or pulling, that she has this 9 of Wands energy. Is like, I've got to move this forward. I've got to plant one more seed, speak my truth as the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords shows up as a clarifier in the future, identifying her again. And that is about making her own wishes come true. She did this for her sanity. She did this because he's also her wish. Let's just be honest about that, okay? So what happens after this in her headspace? The sun shines. The sun is a clarifier. Oh, this sun came up as a clarifier to his 3 of Swords, which is that, you know, he's heartbroken over her, but the sun's going to shine again, okay? And so the sun is a match to his 3 of Swords clarifier. It's that he's feeling like the sun is shining again on his heart, and that is because she took the plunge, all right? The sun card. So planted one last seed, wants reunion, you know, was injured, was wounded, still hung in there, spoke her truth, and is trying to make her wishes come true, okay? And so what happens after that? The sun shines. The sun shines also then over his heart, the 3 of Swords with the sun. So he starts to heal from things too, based on what her actions were. Okay, here's where it starts to get a little gnarly. So very California word there. So we have, again, in that heart space for the masculine. All right, so I said, okay, when he is feeling for his feminine, what is he feeling? Knight of Cups, wants to make an offer. So they're very much thinking and feeling each other right now, because all of his cards that are in the overall energy are all in his spread. All of the cards here in her overall energy are all in the spread for her. So they have very much connected or spoken or something, and they are thinking about one another. So Knight of Cups, he wants to make an offer. His heart, in his heart space, Knight of Cups matches his overall energy, wants to make an offer. But you know what? He's kind of observing her. Page of Swords. I feel like he's kind of observing about how he should do it, what is going on with her truly. Communications have been a little casual, so he's still in a period of observation. And then we have the Hierophant. Okay, the Hierophant is about contracts, traditions, marriage, right? So this is like he wants a commitment and a contract with her, and he wants to walk away from things that don't serve him. 8 of Cups. This 8 of Cups matches his overall energy today. So now, not only do we have the 8 of Cups matching, we've got the Knight of Cups matching. So we've got this that he wants to walk away. And I was like, all right, let's just confirm. What the heck does this guy want to walk away from? So, and by the way, when he walks away, a major transformation occurs, Death card. And so what I got was, He wants to make an offer. He's observing, he's researching, he's kind of trying to feel things out. He knows he wants this contract, and he knows he wants to walk towards his 10 of Cups, which shows up in his 3D space today, which also, again, was confirmed as we clarified this 8 of Cups in his overall energy. So again, wants to make an offer, observing the connection, wants the contract, wants to walk towards his 10 of Cups. Once he does, that transforms everything, transforms the connection. Remember, we had 10 of Swords that clarified. Well, that was one of the cards that clarified his 8 of Cups in his overall energy. So yes, things get transformed, and we can have a rebirth, because again, remember, the bottom of the deck was the Tower's energy, because there was a realization. So I said, all right, let's just confirm again this 8 of Cups. What are we walking away from? Walking away from conflict. 5 of Wands, match to his overall energy. Doesn't want to be in conflict with his feminine anymore. 3 of Cups, wants reunion. And I know this is her now, because the 3 of Cups is already in her energy 2 times. So this is about her, and it is his underlying energy for him. He wants to walk away from conflict, reunite with his feminine. Here's the Hierophant again, which is a dupe to his heart space. Take part in the contract with the Queen of Cups. And I was like, oh shit, now who's this queen? Because the cups didn't come up over here. So I'm just going to go ahead and give you the spoiler alert right now that when in the future the Queen of Cups shows up in the future, the Queen of Cups was clarified by the Queen of Swords. So that is my feminine. So there you go. Let's take the pressure off. There's enough stress in the system already. So he wants to make an offer, researching, wants to take part in the contract, wants to walk away from conflict with his feminine, reunite, take part in the contract with his feminine. Queen of Cups, who is the Queen of Swords? Who is the Queen of Swords here? All right, gosh, I hope that made sense. This all transforms the relationship, and there is going to then be a rebirth of the connection, okay? So I will say here that the Death card in the After Tarot, it says something in your life has died. You are free to let go of old habits, old patterns, old relationships, things that aren't adding to the quality of life. It says here, a new beginning awaits. So remember, guys, when I said here already, we already got all of this message very quickly in the beginning. Walking away from things that don't serve him. Here's the end. This might as well be the Death card, the end of a cycle. Then what happens? He comes forward for a new beginning. Didn't I just read all of that in the After Tarot for that Death card? So he's definitely walking away from karmics and things that don't serve him, and he wants to get out of conflict, wants to take part in the contract and reunite with his feminine, Queen of Cups, who is actually the Queen of Swords in her spread. So this is my feminine. All right. Gets a little gnarly here too, guys, so bear with me. So here we go. For her, we have the 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands matches her clarifiers in her 3D space. So in her heart space, she's a little guarded, right? So she's a little guarded. She sent something out. She's feeling a little vulnerable. So I don't take this as like she's fighting. Maybe she fought for her connection a little bit, right? Internally. But I really feel like outwardly, she's just a little guarded because she's put something out there, right? She's put something out there to end the cycle. 10 of Swords, which matches the 10 of Swords to his 8 of Cups, okay? And so she wants to end this cycle with her King of Pentacles, matched to his headspace. That's why I'm saying that in this reading, he is the King of Pentacles. So she is a little guarded. She's fought for her connection. She wants to end the cycle with her King of Pentacles, but she's just like, she's not sure, right? The cup is there. This, by the way, is a dupe card to the current connective energy where they start to actually see the cup. But right now she's like, I don't know, man, which way is this going to go? How is this going to work out? And so when I said, all right, what is this 4 of Cups? Like, why is she sad if she's done something? Well, it's the Page of Wands, which is the match to her underlying energy. So this again confirms that there has been an offer of communication, and she's just not sure which way it's going to go. And that's why she's got the 7 of Pentacles 2 times in her energy. So what happens? So she's a little guarded. She's ending this cycle with her King of Pentacles. She's not sure which way this message is going to be taken or was taken. But what happens all of this? Healing, temperance. And this is a dupe to their current connective energy, which tells me that all of this stuff that's in the after is actually happening right now. This communication offered healing, healing for both of them. And I say that why? Because the Three of Swords in the 3D space is followed by the Four of Swords, and that starts to heal his heart, okay? Even though he may have been the one that maybe has broken a heart or something, I just feel like her leading this yet again has really helped further heal the connection, okay? By the way, I forgot to mention that when I clarified the Death card in his heart space, so remember, just to go back, and again, sorry guys, because I just want to make sure that I give you all the messages. So to recap for him, wants to make an offer of love, which matches his Knight of Cups in his overall energy, observing the connection and her at this time. He's understanding the contract, wants to take part in it, and walk away from conflict. Wants to take part in the connection, wants a reunion with his Queen of Cups, who is the Queen of Swords in the connection, okay? So that's not a third party. That is going to create this, this transformation, this new beginning, this removal of obstacles, this walking away from old relationships, things that don't serve him. That's what happens, okay? When I clarified this Death card, I had to clarify it because sometimes this Queen of Cups can end up as the Death card because the Death card is Scorpio, Queen of Cups is water sign. So what I did find out was that, yes, this is the feminine, and this transformation kicks karmics off. Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune comes out a bunch of times. I'm not going to tell you where because I haven't gotten to it yet. So karmics come flying out off, right? There's this taking part in the contract, this realization, and the karmics fly off from this transformation. What she did further starts to solidify their connection and continues to move the wheel. It actually takes this stagnant connection and actually makes this connection, gives it a little bit more spark, okay? So that's what I'm saying about what's happening today. So for her in her 3D space, remember, a little guarded, maybe fought for her contract, for her masculine, ends a cycle with her masculine, the King of Pentacles, is unsure about whether or not we're going to be receiving or how this message, remember the Four of Cups with the Page of Wands, if anybody's going to be open to this communication or not, but yet it was open, and so healing occurs, and we confirm that by what is happening in his 3D space. So I said, okay, what's this Ten of Swords about? Because he got the Ten of Swords over here for walking away, ending cycles, and having a new beginning with his feminine. What's this Ten of Swords for her? Well, for her, I got the Star. And so what this does is this gave her and the connection a little bit more hope. It's also telling me that this message was divinely guided because the Star is a card of divine assistance. And Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles comes out 2 times as her clarifiers. And so what this does is now people start thinking about offers because the Sun card comes out in her headspace. The Sun is what starts to heal his heart. She is the Sun. And what happens is an inspiration of an offer starts to take place because the cycle has ended, okay? Hope that made sense. A cycle has ended. This period of non-communication has ended. So now when we look at what is happening in the 3D space. So when I ask, so again, I'm not saying what does the masculine want in the 3D anymore. Now I'm asking what is happening in the masculine's 3D space in this world as related to his feminine. First card out, 10 of Cups. This is what he's walking towards. 2 8 of Cups, clarified, showing me he's walking to his feminine. Now in the 3D, it confirms he's walking towards his feminine, walking to his feminine. He is heartbroken, sad, okay? And this also could be this end of this third party situation because remember, all of these are being released for this new beginning. But when I clarified it, because you know me, I clarified the Three of Swords. I said, what is this Three of Swords about? It was clarified by the Sun card, which has come up as her clarifier here for the Ten of Swords, and for her headspace here as related to her masculine. So this shows me this Three of Swords was that he was heartbroken over his feminine. And then it further confirms because it shows that now he is healing from this heartbreak because of this communication. And so then we got the Seven of Pentacles, which matches her overall energy, matches her headspace. Now it is in his 3D space, and now he's kind of like, we talked, where do we go from here? So now when I said, okay, let the after tarot tell me where do we go from here. So we have Knight of Wands charges forward to the Queen of Wands. And I was like, oh my gosh, here's another queen. Now is this third party a third party? I don't know. So I clarified the Queen of Wands. It got clarified by the Magician. And this Magician is a dupe to his headspace, that he wants to manifest something new. So I was like, okay, well, maybe he wants to manifest something new with this Queen of Wands. Can you please clarify what all these Queens of Wands, what the Queen of Wands is? I think it's the masculine, but I wasn't sure. So then I got, okay, clarify this further with another deck. Offer Knight of Pentacles. So now being thoughtful, methodical, analytical, which is what you kind of do in the Seven of Pentacles energy. So I'm like, okay, well, kind of sounds like him. So then I was like, okay, well, what about this offer? Emperor. So I feel like this is him. And then Chariot, movement forward, balancing out, duality. So I'm like, oh, I think this is the masculine. And then I got Wheel of Fortune, and I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe this is kicking karmics off, right? And so I kind of sat with it for a minute, and I was like, all right, Ten of Cups, the Three of Swords clarifies by the Sun, which is clearly his feminine. His heart is now healing, and he's in the Seven of Pentacles energy, which matches her. So for me, in those four cards, I'm like, okay, this is all about his feminine. It wasn't until the after tarot that I started to get a little confused. So it was like he wants to charge forward, you know, to the Queen of Wands, but it's like as the queen. So I feel like he's balancing out that king, that masculine and feminine energy, and that is what he's manifesting, and that is that dupe to his headspace. And then I further kind of got, if there's any indication that this Queen of Wands is a third party, I just don't feel like it is, to be honest. I really feel like it's him, the Emperor, you know, and this is the balancing as we move things forward, balancing that dark and light side, which is, you know, could also be the masculine and feminine side, and we get into something smoother, Wheel of Fortune, because the Wheel of Fortune also comes up in her side too. So I just feel like, you know, this is the masculine balancing his masculine and feminine energies. So I said, all right, I'm going to ask one last time. This Queen of Wands, this Wheel of Fortune, what is it? The Hermit. So for me, again, because my king here, my masculine is the King of Pentacles, earth sign. Now we have the Hermit's energy. This is a card of being on a spiritual journey. This is also a card of being alone or in solitude. So this for me is karmics off. This for me is the masculine, balancing the dark and the light side, balancing his masculine and feminine sides, which I feel like she's been doing. So I just really feel like this is not a karmic. I feel like this Queen of Wands is my King of Wands, which is what he shows up the most as. That's the most predominant energy here. So for me, my intuition, because every card in his 3D space, Ten of Cups, that's what he's moving to. Three of Swords clarified by the Sun, and she is his sun. Okay? She is the sun for him, not S, it's S-U-N. And he is healing from this heartbreak that he felt through her, because again, Sun is here on her side 2 times. And he, again, Seven of Pentacles, because it matches her energy, he's kind of waiting too. And so he wants to move forward with this direction and manifest something new with his queen, okay? And so that's about making a thoughtful, methodical offer as the Emperor, the divine masculine, balancing out the 2 sides and moving into a better time, moving into a better time where we're having these third parties fly off, and this Wheel of Fortune was clarified by the Hermit, and that's because he's been in his self-discovery. He has learned through this journey. Gosh, I hope that made sense, guys. And please don't comment on that. This is my intuition. This is how I'm reading it. And so if you have your opinion, that's fine. You can keep that to yourself, okay? Because I spent a lot of time making sure that I really understood. So now, what is happening in her 3D space as related to her masculine? Six of Swords matches the Six of Swords to her overall energy, and the Six of Swords to the clarifier of her Eight of Wands, which is this. And so here's what I'm getting. She wants to move into something smoother through this communication. Looking for a reconciliation or a reunion, okay, and laying down the burdens. So that's really what I got. And so when I said I need to clarify what this Eight of Wands is, I was like, hey, has she communicated? Because I'm getting indication that she's the one who did. Because again, her underlying energy is Page of Wands, offering the message. The Page of Wands clarified her Four of Cups, which was about, how is this message going to go when I send it? And then she got, obviously, then the Eight of Wands in her 3D space. So I'm like, okay, man, maybe she made the move. So here's what we got. So the Eight of Wands clarified. Okay, so in her 3D space, she wants to move into something smoother through this communication, perhaps a reconciliation, lay down the burdens. What happens after you lay down the burdens in the After Tarot? Six of Pentacles, give and receive, giving and receiving something. I feel like this is like that exchange of communication, which leads to an offer, a real offer in the material, okay? And that's really what happened. So she took the bull by the horns, confirmed several times that she made communication. So this Eight of Wands was first clarified by the Eight of Swords. Yeah, I felt like, that communication was stuck. Then what happened? She was juggling what to do. And then she goes into the wheels energy. And I was like, what's the wheel about? So this is about kind of, again, taking this relationship into a better time, churning the wheel because it's been stagnant for so long, right? Ending the cycle. This is also another number 10 card. The wheel also confirms this death card here. And so then I said, all right, so she's feeling like the relationship is stuck. She's juggling on whether or not to communicate so that this wheel can start to turn. What happens is she has this realization, the Tower, which matches the Tower for this After Tarot, which tells me that she has the realization that there is communication that is necessary to move into something smoother. Six of Swords 3 times. Overall energy and in the 3D space. So I was like, whoa. So she felt communication was stuck. She wasn't sure if she wanted to do it. She was juggling that energy. But she knows that the wheel needed to turn because the wheel was stuck. So she has this Tower, this realization that starts to make things fresh. And that is what takes them into smoother waters, is that communication. So I said, all right, let's clarify that wheel. Queen of Cups. Who is the Queen of Cups? The Queen of Cups is, remember, the person that the masculine starts to walk to. Well, who's the Queen of Cups? Well, the Queen of Cups is the Queen of Swords, because remember, in the future energy, the Queen of Cups is clarified by the Queen of Swords. Who's the Queen of Swords? Her. All goes back to her. She is the Queen of Swords. Why? Because Eight of Wands, she spoke her truth again. She's wise. She spoke. She used her words, and now the wheel has turned and we can move into something smoother. So then the next thing I did was I said, all right, let's clarify what this burden is, this 10 of Wands. And I really felt like, we just should find out. So this 10 of Wands is like she wants to lay the burdens down, and it is clarified by the Eight of Pentacles, which is like, and look at him. He's even reading something. So it's kind of like, gosh, preparing this message, trying to send this message is like really hard work. And it's a burden for me at this time. I'm a little guarded. This matches her Seven of Wands in her heart space. I'm guarding my heart. I'm trying to defend my heart. I don't know what to do. But you know what? The last card out, I need to walk away from this burden. I need to walk away from this guarding, okay, and end the cycle. And so when I clarified what this Eight of Cups is that matches his Eight of Cups in his overall energy and in his heart, I got, well, guess what? Three of Cups. Where we've gotten Three of Cups everywhere. Three of Cups for his underlying energy, Three of Cups for what he wants with his feminine. We got the Three of Cups for her overall energy. We got the Three of Cups for her headspace. So she wants to walk towards reunion, and Page of Pentacles, have an offer, which was one of the cards that clarified that Ten of Swords, which is once the cycle ends, once she ends the cycle and walks towards her masculine, reunion, inspiration, thought of an offer. And remember, in the After Tarot for this 3D space, there is an exchange and an actual offer is made. So, I mean, I don't know, man. It can't continue to tie back enough to both of them, even though we have so many court cards. I mean, it could have gone so many different ways, but I just feel like Spirit knew that I needed a very, very solid answer. And so, yes, they made it a little confusing for me. I had to be a detective here, but I was really able to tap in and tie everything back. Like this Queen of Cups clarifying the Wheel of Fortune, right? Which was this karmic situation ending. The Wheel of Fortune, remember, there's no karmic because we are in a state of solitude because we've been on our journey. And then this is who he's walking to, Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is my Queen of Swords, who's the Queen of Cups in the future. Queen of Cups, the Queen of Swords ties back here. Ugh, I hope you guys got that. Listen to it on slow-mo if you didn't. All right, so now where are we in the current connection? Nine of Pentacles. People are feeling a little more confident, okay? A little bit more hopeful. A little more, they're operating in their independence, but I just feel like that Nine of Pentacles energy, yes, they're not back together just because they talked. It's just that they have very much this new kind of feeling of feeling a little bit more confident. I feel like the stress, the burden has been relieved and healing has now begun and that old cycle has ended. So first card out for the current connective energy, Four of Cups. Four of Cups matches this Four of Cups in her heart space that is clarified by this message. So now look at the difference in this card. The Four of Cups, that cup from the universe is behind him. Now it is in front of them. So now they're actually looking at the cup. Why? Eight of Wands, there's been communication. And now we can plan for the long term. Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles matches the underlying energy for all these clarifications, okay? Now we have this sadness, this regret, this Two of Cups that's behind us that we're both kind of like pausing to see how we're going to look back at it. But the scales get balanced because healing has started to occur, and here is the healing in the Temperance card, and it matches here in her heart space. This is what's triggered the healing now in the 3D. Okay, so that is healing is happening today in the current connection because of communication. Okay, long-term planning is happening today because scales are being balanced. We're looking at the cup because of communication. All right, so now what happens in the future? Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is a dupe to this Ten of Swords energy, right? So after we have this hope, the cycle ends, we have this hope, we were divinely guided. There's the hope for an offer. Then we have this 3D space. We've laid down the burden. We're walking towards our masculine. What are we walking to? Reunion and hope of an offer, okay? So now in the underlying energy for the future is this hope of an offer, okay? An offer will be made because it's in the After Tarot here, Ace of Pentacles. So let's go ahead and get started. So here's what we got. In the future, Ten of Pentacles. Everything comes together. It matches the clarifiers here, okay? Ten of Pentacles. We had sadness, right? But we've birthed something. This is the Empress. This is the Empress in the future energy here, which matches this Emperor in his clarifiers for this whole 3D space. So what happens is things come together. There was heartbreak, and I feel like that's going to continue in the future a little bit. There is some sadness in the future right now because we haven't completely healed, right? Because remember, in the current connective energy, this is an active card. Do you see? She's still kind of tossing the fire and the water. She's still balancing it out. So yes, everything comes together. There's still some pain that needs to be healed with this feminine, okay? But there will be a new beginning. And with who? The King of Wands, who shows up 1 time, 2 times, and then there's another time. Oh, 3 times. 3 times because he's a clarifier in his 8 of Cups. 3 times, okay? So there's this new beginning because he's taken the lead right now towards his Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups is a clarifier to this 8 of Cups energy, okay? The Queen of Cups is also clarified by the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords is my divine feminine. That was exhausting. So I just really feel like it's hopeful. I really feel like it's hopeful. It's just, it's been a challenge. There were a lot of third-party energies before, but I'm telling you, the last few times I've really felt like those karmics are flying off. And we have the Wheel of Fortune 1, 2, 3 times in this deck, and each time I clarify it, it ties me back to this Queen of Cups, who then, because she comes up 3 times, Queen of Cups here in her own clarifier of the Tower, and then finally in the future we get to the bottom of it, and it is the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords is how she is representing herself. She is the divine feminine. So I hope that made sense. So I got a message from Spirit here because I was just like, oh my God, that was a lot. Let us see how things, what's the message from the universe to this couple. So the bottom of the deck is the Stork. The Stork, this is about birthing something new. This is about families. This is about creation. So I just feel like this is now a new cycle. The sun is shining again. The cycle has ended. There were burdens. Burdens have been lifted. Now we can move forward in our journey because a message was sent. The message with this mice, it was gnawing at somebody. It was a nuisance. It was a pain. It was like really getting to someone. And that someone was her. And so what happens after that message was sent? The anchor. And in this book, the anchor is about stability and security and peace of mind. And what this card also says is that it pushes you to persevere and help you reach your goal. And so what's a card of perseverance? 9 of Wands. 9 of Wands is in her overall energy. 9 of Wands is in her headspace. This perseverance, this stability and security with this King of Pentacles energy, that has really helped anchor this connection and really, really changed the game. Okay, changed the game. Cycle has ended, and now we can birth something new. All right, so I'm going to quickly do just the top 2 cards. I haven't even looked at them except for that one that I just saw. Let's just see what happens as the storyline. All right, so what happens here? Planning, decision making, that's the overall energy. King of Swords matches the King of Swords to the underlying energy that is also matching the Queen of Swords. So in the overall energy, we are planning to operate in the truth, okay? Root this connection in the truth. We are definitely wanting equal reciprocity, give and take. There's this devil energy. There was this kind of overthinking of this communication. Should I give it? What should we do? This was in her clarifiers. This was the devil card that kept coming up. Remember, if you go back to my past readings, she's been thinking about this communication a lot, about whether or not she's going to get it or if she's going to give it. And so this overthinking led to her actually sending the message. So then what do we have? We want to hold on to union, okay? In this card is usually a card where this guy has his feet on each pentacle. There's a pentacle covering his heart, and there's a pentacle covering his head. Doesn't want to give anything. But in this card, he actually has a pentacle out, considering what he wants to do with it. And he's holding on to the other three. 3 of Cups. He's holding on. He wants union. He's holding on. Okay? He's holding on. He's probably holding on as well. The other thing I'm getting right now is he's probably not showing or sharing all his emotions at this time, because he's just not sure what he wants to do, how he wants to do it, because he is in this Page of Swords energy in his heart, where he's just kind of observing the situation. So this is the current connection. Okay, people are feeling a little confident, and it gave them a realization, and this realization gave them confidence. This realization, this is a match to the Tower in their after space. It's the match to the Tower that clarifies her 8 of Wands, her communication card. So what I'm really getting is she got the realization and gained the confidence to communicate, which now has started to create this healing. All right. So now where are we with these 2 cards? The Queen of Swords spoke her truth to the King of Swords, and now we are just waiting for our ships to come in. And then we have this offer. This is for the future energy, this hope of an offer. Chariot, moving this forward. This Chariot clarifies his Queen of Wands energy, which shows me, and even more now, that he's balanced this duality of his masculine and feminine side, his dark and light side. And now we can really think about an offer, because remember, in the future, he comes out as the King of Wands. And who was he? What kind of energy was he balancing? The Queen of Wands with the King of Wands. So for me, that gives me a little bit more confirmation and clarity, now that we've done that too, that Queen of Wands energy is his balancing act. Okay, so then for this underlying energy for her, remember, she has the Page of Wands, and this is the Knight of Pentacles. Where do we get the Knight of Pentacles? Oh, hey, clarified here. This Queen of Wands clarified the Knight of Pentacles. So again, to me, it's like either it's his definite balancing, the balancing act of his masculine and feminine side, but also confirmation that it has to do with his feminine. Okay, so this offer, this message, and it's just, this horse is not moving yet, wants to take one step forward in this, but hasn't planted that foot down. Okay, so it's just like, I'm thinking about taking action. And so that is what this messaging does. You can think about taking action towards a future. And so here we have the realization, and now we have wishes coming true. This is a match to what her messaging was, right? So she spoke her truth as the Queen of Swords to make her wishes come true, and he is her wish. So that is the realization that she got. He is her wish, right? How do we manifest that? So now we have 2 tens, 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles comes up in their current connective energy, right? They want this long-term 10 of Pentacles. They want this long-term. They want to plan for a long term. That was also the first card that comes out in the future. So this could be manifested. Why? 10 of Swords. We just ended the cycle. 10 of Swords is a dupe to the clarifier in what has just ended, so he can walk to his 8 of Cups. I mean, walk to his 2 of Cups, right? So remember, in his 8 of Cups, he's walking towards his feminine. Who's he? The King of Wands. Because we've ended a cycle, and now we can have a new beginning, right? And so now the 10 of Swords also is in her heart space, right? She wants to end the cycle with her King of Pentacles, which is a match to the head space. Now there's hope. This was divinely guided. Hope for an offer, and the sun shines on this connection, okay? So this 10 of Swords, very, very pivotal time. We've ended a connection. We've ended this cycle, and now can start thinking about our legacy, our long-term plans go forward. So message from Spirit, we're going to birth something new. The stork is bringing in a new family member, a new addition. There's a new beginning. There's a coming together. The sun is shining, and now there's peace. These are lilies. Now there's peace in the system, guys. Okay, peace in the system. That was long. Let me know if it resonated. Happy Monday. I will be back to you guys later in the week. I don't know which day I'm going to do a reading yet, so enjoy this one. Have a great week. Bye-bye.